Brostep. Hi everyone, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you 10 of the most underrated Brostep tunes. Haven't done one of these since 2018, they were a lot of fun, and I think considering what's going on at the moment, I thought it was a good time to kickstart them again. Did a dubstep one generally a couple of years ago, was mostly Brostep I found out though, and realised on watching it again. So I thought this time I'd narrow down the title a bit, make it a bit more refined, and here we go. 10 fresh tunes, all of which I find underrated, and which I think haven't been given as much love as I feel they should have been over the years, and which I've loved for a fair while and have enjoyed more over time. All of them spanning a 3 or 4 year period. Gonna give a summary of what they're about, play some drops, get a groove on, a playlist of them in the description down below. No particular order, gonna be fun, let's go! And first up we have the remix of Hyperreality by Temanite, which I think was the first tune I heard from him, and quite the first impression he left on me with this tune. The sense of story, integration of melody really got me from the very off with his music, and I was instantly hooked to his style, his arrangement, all of that. Really beautiful progression to it, and the feeling running through the whole thing really is so infectious. The dubstep is very earthy, gurgly, and varied as well, with those screeches running over the top, really animated, and rarely letting up. I think the transitioning between everything is really good, keeping the energy going, and it just has a really rounded and complete feel, I think. The changes for the second drop are spot on as well. Yeah, I will play that bit now because it's just fucking great. Funny fact as well, the original is made by E-Hide and December, now known as Chime. After that we have Destroyed by Ace, and if you want a Brostep tune to really prepare you for battle, get you riled up and fired up for anything, then this would be your tune, your go-to number. The intro and midsection are really serious and moody, and yeah, just do a great job of getting you in the mood for anything. The dubstep is the release of all of that in this huge, beastly way. Yeah, just very large, in your face, and mighty. A great example here of getting note placement just right, proper bombastic, well timed. A simple approach, but I think done very well and effectively. The bop of it, revealing itself more over time. It's kind of like an affront, yeah, quite confrontational, and yeah, just makes itself as big and impressive as it can. One of my favourites of 2017, and one I haven't stopped loving in the time following that. So yeah, big tune, check it out. Destroy. Then we have Barely Alive and Astronaut with Rivals, which I think is a really well made song. From the intro to the builds, midsection, drops, everything considered, I think it's just a really well put together tune. The mapping out of it, the planning of it, really carefully plotted as a whole song, and the attention to detail is really, really good. Yeah, dubstep as well is varied in sound. The element of surprise, I think, is pretty strong here as well. The second drop, with its key changes and shifting in mood, making it more dramatic at that point, I absolutely love it. Taking it to another level, I think, at that point that you didn't think it could go to. Very electrifying and, yeah, just full of life. But controlled at the same time. It never runs a risk of going OTT or overboard. Melodically, really strong as well. Well produced. So, yeah, overall, a great tune. Coming at ya! Following that, the Starbuck remix of Bun It Up by Yellowclaw, and I talked earlier about Ace and his tune Destroyed, and the amazing note placement in that one, and this tune right here would have to be the excellence of that number, the Ace one, on speed or some sort of stimulant. I think that would be the best way of putting it. The quicker pace making it even wilder, more frenetic, and just like that Ace tune with more blood rushing through it, if you will. So exact and detailed with the timing of everything, the pinpoint delivery of the dubstep, working perfectly with the Beanie Man vocal as well, a real charm to it as it goes on. Very together, well packaged, and effective, although mad. Next up, Null Magma with Outer Jaunt. A different kind of wild here than what we've got before, discussing other tunes so far. Not large per se, more just everything flying at you from all directions at all times in the heaviest parts of it. Not sure I've heard dubstep so quick fire, yet still so precise and refined and concentrated, I think. The definition of emphatic statement making, the second drop changes as well are so good. And all the percussion is perfect, I think. One of the best snares I've heard in dubstep for sure. And budding producers, if you haven't heard this tune before and want a bit of guidance on how to make a great snare, then listen to this tune for sure. Really on point musically as well, got a kind of video game theme running through it, and considering how unknown he may be, Null Magma, it may be my biggest recommendation here, I think, of the 10, yeah.
This great ocean river.
Okay, moving on, chime, get your hands dirty. Sometimes Brostep gets a bit more fun than usual, a bit more unpredictable and spontaneous in its approach, I think. Things we all know chime for, and this is that in full flow for me. A really underrated tune from him, in my opinion. Everything is unexpected, off the wall, lively, alarming. It's just brilliant. A lot of dark sounds being used here, which I don't think many would associate him with, but which I think he works in really well in amidst the more colourful and flavoursome stuff that we know him for more. A nice little second drop change, kinda trappy, and in retrospect a slight rhythmy feel to it as well, actually. Many have cottoned onto him in the last couple of years or so, but just know through tunes like Get Your Hands Dirty that he's been making bangers for a long time now. Following that, we needed one in here that was just a bit more savage and evil and sinister, and that would have to be Annihilate by 2Vane. Very neat and compact and combustible, an explosive number right here, I would have to say. Kinda like a ravenous animal being contained in a cage and just wanting to be let loose and set free. Quite scary in that regard, actually. The dynamic between everything in the drops is so well done, exceptional. The timing and spacing of every little bit, really good. Another where everything is just really quick and you have to marvel at the construction of it. Nice allure to everything surrounding the heaviness as well in its musicality. And yeah, just a fucking solid tune. Very quick, so I'm just gonna appreciate. Annihilate. After that, we have the E-Hide remix of Won't Change, one of the most iconic remixes and actually tracks overall in my life since I've been following bass music, for sure. The outro to my videos, if you've ever watched them that far, wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't. Shows how important, though, that this track is to me. Yeah, very staple tune for me to go to if I want a bit of a hyping up. Does a great job of mixing the euphoric and uplifting with the proper gnarly. Dubstep is another that has loads of little tricks up its sleeve. The second drop in particular, with the quicker pace being perhaps the biggest surprise we get here. Just so well put together and plays with the vocal expertly as well. So yeah, overall a big tune. Nawtystep outro, here we go. And ultimately, we have Jarvis with Bandwagon. Would have maybe been more appropriate for me to have included Hyper Brostep from him. One of the most Brostep-y songs Brostep will ever Brostep. But I just love the guttural delivery of Bandwagon way too much. The way the sounds are layered on top of one another, it's just one hit after another of that swampy, earthy, guttural, grungy design and bass. Yeah. All the breaks are fantastic as well, the vocal samples playing a big part in that. Like others here as well, just really varied sonically in the heaviness of it, and it just hits in so many different spots. The cheekiness to boot as well. A brilliant little song.
Wait a minute, what key are we in? No, none of that.
And finally, one of the best to ever do it, Zomboy with Jam on It. One of the first full-on, high-paced Brostep songs I ever really got into. I remember it really changing my understanding of dubstep when I heard it for the first time. The energy from pretty much the first second is fantastic, insatiable and off the chain. The incredible yoys and swipes in the dubstep, really squelchy and robotic, just so scything as well. You know, it has a real bite to it and cuts very deep. Really well put together. The vocal sampling is so on point. And for me, his first great tune, in my opinion, and people need to know of it more, especially if you don't know of him pre-2013 or 12 or so. Yeah, definitely check it out. But there we have it, 10 underrated Brostep tunes from your boy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. But what are some other Brostep tunes that you find really underrated, that aren't given enough love, and that you have loved for a fair while now? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell along the way so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video to the channel, and my social media accounts are linked in the description box down below. And if you want to watch the other underrated videos, they are very poorly done. It was right at the beginning of the channel and what I was doing here, but yeah, if you want to check them out, I will link a couple right here. And lastly, if it's naughty, then you know, guys, so be sure as always to keep it naughty and stay safe, and I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Underrated Brostep, peace out.